All right, folks, it's Sherman Ray. Happy Monday. This is the Livin in Vegas podcast. Time to get this show started, shall we? Hey, and good morning, everybody. It's Sherman Ray. This is the Livin in Vegas podcast. I want to welcome you all today on a Monday. It's a Monday morning in the city of Las Vegas where we've had the time of our life all weekend long. We're going to talk all about some of the cool things that happened this weekend. Before we do that, I want to welcome all of our friends joining us on Facebook and I think on Twitter and YouTube and all that other stuff. So I want to welcome everybody to the show. I hope you had a fantastic weekend as I did. I spent actually a lot of time on Twitter this weekend. I want to tell you a little bit about what we did on Twitter all weekend long, but it was fun. We had a good time. I got a little bit outside this weekend. Get to tell you a little bit about what happened outside, but I think most importantly, it was Grammy weekend here in Las Vegas. So we had the Grammys. We had some races out the Vegas Motor Speedway, that kind of thing. Just a fantastic time. Hopefully, you've been able to get to our website, folks, to check out Livin in Vegas magazine. I know we talk about it all the time, but we worked so hard to get this thing out. I mean, just so hard to get it out. And do I even have my glasses here now? Oh my gosh, what did I do with my glasses? I cannot see without glasses. I think I took them and put them someplace. All right, I'm gonna wear this glass. So if you're watching us on Facebook, you can see these glasses. These glasses, I wear these on occasion because because of the lights and stuff like that. It kind of bugs my eyes. But it's harder to read with them though, so we won't be able to use those. Livin in Vegas magazine, it is up, it's out. The new edition, the April edition, the spring summer edition is out. I want to thank everybody who's been a part of it. On the cover for this edition for the spring summer, Kristen and Greg Berta. They are the owners, franchise owners of Junk Luggers, and I want to thank them. You're gonna hear a lot about them over the next couple of months because they stepped up and they became the people we chose to be on the cover of this particular issue of Livin in Vegas magazine and get to hear their story on the inside. I really encourage you to do that. Go just check it out. I really do. I think you should check out that particular issue. And some of you have probably said, hey, Sherm, I love the magazine, love to be a part of it, love to see it, but I just don't have time to go to the website and stuff like that. I'm going to show you something really quick here, folks. No, I'm not going to do that. We'll come back to that. But if you would like me to send you a digital copy of the magazine, okay, because it's a digital magazine, we can actually send that to you. Okay, and all you've got to do is send me an email. Send the email to info@livininvegas.com. That's info@livininvegas.com, and you can actually check that out. Some of you would like to just go to our website. I mean, you can actually go to the website, which is real cool. I'm going to attempt this right now, okay? I'm going to go to our website right now, and if I screw this up, folks, you will have to, forgive me for just a second, okay? So I'm going to go to our website right now. I know for some of you are looking at it, you're going, what the heck is that on the screen? But we're actually going to our website right now. So this is our website at livinvegas.com. So I'm going to go back to the front page. So you can see this right now. So you can actually go to livinvegas.com. I'll go back to the front. So this is our web page, our website. Go up to where it says magazine. Click on it says magazine. And there is actually our magazine right there. See, you can see that? You can actually make this bigger. And you can flip through it. I'm not going to make it bigger now, but you can actually make it bigger. And you can flip through the pages, which is real cool. Can you hear that little sound? Click, click. And as a matter of fact, on the first, right on the inside cover, I'm going to make this a little bigger, is Tommy Allums. So Tommy Allums is one of our advertisers. He's with Round Point Mortgage. I want to thank Tommy for being a part of it. Just a fantastic guy. There's all of his contact information. And on the right-hand side of the page, and like I said, you can click through this. On the right-hand side of the page is an advertisement for our new magazine, which is Livin Weekly, which is cool. There's a table of contents and stuff like that. But you can check out all of that by just going to our website. Okay, so I really wanted to. I know a lot of you are going, "What the heck is that, Sherman?" But we had to bring that to you just to check that out, so you can actually see what that's all about. Anyways, or I can just send it to you at info at Livin in Vegas. Um, so I'm on our Facebook page right now, folks. Hopefully, that if you've gotten a chance to go to our Facebook page, I can actually see you on our Facebook page now. So if you're on our Facebook page, you'd like to say hi, how you doing? I can actually see you, and I want to welcome you all to the show. And if you have any chat that you'd like to talk about, during the show, I can actually do that. Be careful because when you say something, it might take me a minute to actually, to actually see that you've actually said anything. So just give me a minute. I will answer your question generally within couple of seconds, so don't worry about it. Okay. Um, what else happened this week? This week coming up, folks, we have a mixer coming up. It's called the Happy Hour, and it's a business networking mixer over at the Horse Trailer Hideout. And I'm really excited for this event because literally we normally have the event every 2 weeks. We have not had a mixer for almost a month now because we had some holidays in between. We're going to try to eliminate that by trying to have events at least once a month or at least twice a month, so we get a little more flow because people love it. They really do. So the happy hour is this week. So it's Thursday of this week. You got to check it out, folks. You can register for the event. I'll put a link to it right below this video on our Facebook page. You can also check it out on our website. Just click on the link that looks just like this on our website, and you can actually check that out. April 7th, 5:30 to 7 o'clock at the Horse Trailer Hideout, 1506 South Main Street. Co-sponsors on this event are our friends over at Beers with Friends, where we have Audrey May and Mr. Shapiro. Fantastic couple. Really are just a very fantastic couple. And also, of course, Horse Trailer Hideout and Livin in Vegas magazine. So thank you. Thank you for being a part of that. So what happened this weekend? Well, this weekend was the Grammys. I mean, it was all Grammys all day long. Okay, it was the Grammys that happened this weekend over at the MGM Garden. And if you... so this is what I spent a lot of time on this weekend. I mean, a lot of time on the Grammys. Yesterday it was on, and it was so. It was probably one of the most viewed shows that I've seen in quite a while. Now I have not seen the Grammys. Gosh, it's probably been a decade. I know, and I was a musician. I am a musician, but it's just the music has just changed so drastically. I said to myself, okay, I'm going to get on and check this out, and because it's here in Vegas, that's really the biggest reason why. If it was probably California or Atlanta, I probably wouldn't have watched it. So I'm on my phone, and I'm tweeting the Grammy Awards to our growing fan base of people. And I was using our Livin Weekly account. I wasn't using our Livin in Vegas account. I was using our Livin Weekly account. Oh my gosh. I can't believe the amount of people that were actually following us. I mean, as soon as one person followed us, hundreds of people were following us because it looked to me as though we were the only people in Las Vegas that were covering the Grammy Awards. I can't understand that. There's all these news outlets, and the only people that were actually covering it as far as social media wise was Livin Weekly, which is our sister organization for the Livin in Vegas podcast. And we covered it from start to finish. One of the great stories was actually a couple of people that had local ties to Las Vegas, actually 3 people, local ties to Las Vegas, actually got awards. One of them was the first one we're going to talk about is a mariachi Joya director, or Joya director from Las Vegas High School, which is very cool. There was a story by, this was Fox 5 brought out this story, and it was a story about a mariachi program, a music program called Mariachi Joya. Cause I think it's Joya. It's Joya, and my Spanish is kind of rusty. but the school was actually recognized by the folks doing the Grammy Awards, which is really cool. The director's name is Steven Blanco, and he said it was really kind of nice that they actually acknowledge that they're doing something over there. And so, he's one of a couple of dozen music teachers from 16 states that's being honored for the contributions that they do in the music industry, which is just fantastic. Another thing that actually happened, and I'll tell you about the big thing that happened here in just a second, because we actually had some really big things that were. It was it was it was Grammy weekend in Las Vegas. It was MGM Grand. They had the event actually took place not only in the arena itself, in the Grand Arena, but on the roof of the MGM. I know it was actually pretty cool. So if you got to see it, how many of you? I'm hoping some of you who are watching us right now on Facebook can. I know you can hear me. So, did you watch the Grammys this weekend? If you did, let me know that you watched it. And were you as excited about the Grammys as I was? I thought it was actually pretty cool. And as a former musician, as a professional musician, I tend to be kind of picky about stuff. I know some of you are saying, Sherman, you were a musician. Yes, I was a musician, folks. I actually used to travel around the world, all that good stuff, city to city, state to state, country to country, and I did that for a number of years. So I tend to be kind of picky about my music. I believe and so I'll tell you who I think was the best one of the Grammys right now before I tell you who actually won the greatest award. So the guy who won for country music, his name is Chris Templeton. I don't have a picture of him here. I took pictures of him during the event. Chris Templeton, after winning his award really early on in the event, came back and did a song, the song that I guess he won the Grammy Award for. My gosh, this guy's a monster. Not just good. This country boy is a monster. Plays guitar. It should have been a crossover song. It really should have been. It was country, yes, it was a country song, but in no way was it country. This was bluesy. It was funky. It was hardcore driving, exciting, and stuff like that. And the guy's got a fantastic voice. So, in my estimation, okay, I love everybody else who was there. I really do. I appreciate everybody else's music format that was there. Chris Templeton, hands down, to me, was he should have gotten Artist of the Year. He probably should have gotten. That's in my estimation. As a singer, I know these things, folks. I do. And he might not have been the most popular guy, but in my book, that brother, he threw down. He really did. So, we have to take our hats off to Chris Templeton. I'll be right back. Here's a word for you. Hi, it's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, and so yeah, we're really reaching out to people who want to be a part of the show. You want to be an underwriter. We've created a really neat, a really neat little package for business owners who are light on your budget, and we understand. I mean, everybody's in the same boat. We're creating, and it's tough. Inflation, gas, the whole thing. It's tough. But if you would like to be on the Livin in Vegas podcast, you'd like to underwrite the show, we would love to have you. Contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. I think that's going to be very cool. Also, we just struck up a partnership, folks, with a fairly large organization, and we're going to be talking about them even more because I think they've got an event coming up, Large Vision. which is just a great opportunity to be a part of it. They've been around for, was it Sylvester and Paula? Have been around for decades, working in the Vegas market, helping business owners and stuff like that. So we're working with them now, and so we want to thank Paula for reaching out to us and believing in what we're doing. We definitely believe in them. There's no doubt. Large Vision, the business networking expos are just fantastic. So you'll see a lot more of them on the show, and anybody else who wants to partner with us, you can definitely do that. So let's get back to what happened this weekend. The Grammy Awards. Okay, we'll do that just a little bit more. So the Grammy Awards. Many of you were watching the Grammy Awards as we were. There was a little known group that won something this weekend, and they actually won they won 4 awards, and that was Silk Sonic. So Silk Sonic, Bruno Mars, and Mr. Pack, clean sweep. There it was. Those two brothers right there. They were funny. Oh my gosh, these guys were more than funny. They were polished, choreographed. Everything they did was just fantastic. I really, and so Mr. Pack, it's Anderson. I think it's Anderson Pack, came out and said, in the old days, they used to call this a sweep. This is, they got it from their chairs. If you've not seen the Grammy Awards, I will have to get the video of it, because every time they won an award, they would look at each other and they would just kind of stare at each other. And then all of a sudden, boom, and they'd get up out of the chair and they would wave their hands to the crowd like we just won. And it was incredibly funny. They were fun. And so they did a little James Brown thing, because that's the way Bruno Mars is. He kind of does the James Brown thing, but they did a great job. So and the reason why we talk about them so much, about not only did they win the Grammys here in Las Vegas, but Silk Sonic, the group that they have, is playing here. They have a residency here, so they're doing a fantastic job. The same thing with the boy band. What's the name of them? BTS? Where's that? I've got a picture of BTS. So BTS, this is the boy band from, I think they're from South Korea, and they came out slick, very slick guys. I was very impressed with Silk Sonic, who came out, and they also are going to be they've got an exhibit starting tomorrow. I believe it's tomorrow. What's the date today? 4th? Yeah, today's the 4th. So their exhibit is over at Area 15, starting from the 5th through the 17th. And it's an exhibit that'll start about 11 o'clock to about 11 p.m. in Lot A, in the A lot. Organizers say the experience is an intimate photography exhibition that takes you behind the scenes of an entire concert experience. Okay, so you'll get to see the band up close and personal as it gives you a glimpse into their process. So, very cool. I watched BTS because I'd not seen them. I saw them one time before when they did some kind of song. I really forgot what the song was. But they were slick. They were very slick. They did a dance routine at one point, and my wife and I are watching. You watch dance routines, and they all look pretty much the same. But these guys did a Mission Impossible type dance routine, where there was a dark room, and there were lasers coming across the room, just a little laser, and they were jumping over it, underneath it, that kind of stuff. That to me was creative. It was very creative, and I thought that was just a fantastic thing. But the person who probably took the show last night, yeah, John Baptiste. John Baptiste last night. So if many of you have probably seen this guy, that he looks very familiar. He's I think John Baptiste is actually the musical director for, what's the guy's name? He's a late night show guy. Forgot the guy's name, to tell you the truth. Canadian guy. But John Baptiste got the most nods from the committee. So he got 11 think he got 11 different nods from the nominating committee, and then he won like 5 awards. Yeah, and he did this song. It was so fun, so fun to watch. Um, his the song he did was just remember. Many of you remember, "Don't Worry, Be Happy." Remember that song? Okay, many of you remember that a number of years ago, and for the life of me, I can't think of the guy whose name it was who did that song either. Pharrell, yeah, Pharrell, and the song that John Baptiste did was very similar. It was one of those. It was called "Freedom," and it was almost like a church service. Oh my gosh! Oh yeah, it brought tears to your eyes. It really was. It was a very uplifting, fun song where he was dancing around and stuff like that. The reason why it probably was so much of an impact, if you know what's going on in John Baptiste his life earlier in the day on Sunday, which was yesterday, he was on John Baptiste was on the Sunday show. So the Sunday morning show that comes on, it's been coming in the last 40 years on Channel 8. And he was talking about not just his Grammy nominations, but about his wife and how they had just gone through their second bout with cancer in his wife, and how and so the whole thing was that they're going to push through together and they're going to do all this stuff together, and that to me was just powerful because that night the guy is singing about freedom and love and all this cool stuff, and it was really what the Grammys should be. It should be a celebration. It should be it should be something where people escape and they go, hey, the people who sing the music that help you escape from life, your day to day thing, the entertainment that you enjoy, the things that set your mood, it had returned. It really had returned to the Grammys. I really appreciated that. Not that I didn't enjoy John Legend's tribute to um, uh, Vladimir Zelensky when he was doing his work with Ukraine, because they did. It was very impactful. And if you did not watch the show, what happened is John Legend, great pianist and songwriter, before he sang his song, allowed Vladimir Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, to have a short time of saying stuff. Plus, he had a couple of Ukrainians on stage who talked about their country, freedom, all that kind of stuff. And that was, that was powerful. Definitely sent a message, and it's something we should all be very conscious of and do everything we can to try to end this thing. But John Baptiste, his portion of the show was just freedom. It was such a breath of fresh air. We're in a time right now, folks, where we're having all these turmoils, we're having all this crazy stuff going on, and then to have John Baptiste come on and go, "Hey guys, it's all right. It's all good. It's going to be fine. We're going to get through this." It was just fantastic. Um, what time is it? Okay. Many of you know that we've got a new magazine coming out, and it's called Livin Weekly. And Livin Weekly, we're going to be coming out with this week coming up. Okay, we've got some cool sections that we're working on, and I hope you can actually get a hold of this magazine. If you're already on our mailing list, don't worry. You're actually going to get this in your email inbox once a week, because it's a weekly magazine. If you are not on our mailing list, I really encourage you to actually send me your email address. Okay, all you got to do is send me your email address, and let's see, how do we do this? Okay, so all you've got to do is send me your email address to, there we go, info at Livin Weekly. Okay, info at livinweekly.com. It's at info at livinweekly.com, and we will make sure you get this once a week. So we've got Livin in Vegas magazine, which is out. It's on the streets right now. We're going to be pumping that out all over the place. We also have Livin Weekly magazine, which we're coming out with. And That's going to be coming out once a week. So I'm very excited about that. Either one of those are just great opportunities for you to find out what's going on in Las Vegas. Sometimes there's things about Vegas that most people have no idea about, and you're going to find out more and more about this town through these, through the podcast, through our magazines, through our videos, all that kind of stuff. You're going to find out more about. So I want to get this in your hands. Livin Weekly magazine. Once again, we talk about the people, the places, the events, the trends that shape our village, our little bitty village, Las Vegas. So we want to get this in your hands. So don't miss this. Okay, don't really miss this. It's a really great opportunity. As a matter of fact, I got a story here to tell you that I think this is actually a pretty good story. Let's move this out of the way first. Okay. So I got just a couple minutes. So many of you have heard of, or maybe you haven't, about the farm. Okay, the Las Vegas farm. And I wanted to tell you just a little bit about this, even though there's so many other things that are out there that are cool. So the Las Vegas farm is it's been in Las Vegas for literally 50 years. Yeah, more than 50 years. More than 50 years, the Las Vegas farm has been in Las Vegas, and they have small ranch out there, animals, all kinds of livestock, that kind of stuff that they have out there. And I actually don't have the address to this. I'm pretty sure it's the one up north of the valley. And I've not been out here. I've just never been out to the farm. I want to make a trip out there because I ride by it all the time, and I've just never stopped in to take a look at it. But they are actually suffering the same as everybody else here in the valley with the raising prices of food and for the livestock. As a matter of fact, the lady who runs the farm out there, her name is Sharon Linsenbards, and she says that the price on everything that they've had out there at the farm has gone up dramatically. Where they were paying like $2,000 for a bale of hay, they're now paying $3,200. What? That's huge. I mean, that's not a little bit of a raise. That's a huge raise on just straw. So we're going to leave a link to these guys because if you would like to help these guys, and I'm sure they wouldn't mind, that you go out there and help them. We'll leave the address and the whole thing. We'll leave it on our website at livinginvegas.com. You can check that out, and we'd love for you to actually be able to help them out. And the same thing with everything else. A lot of the stuff that you're going to hear us talk about on our here on the podcast, you can actually go to our website at livinginvegas.com. You can actually check out all the links to it for sure, and you definitely can. So what do we got time? I got time for one more. Do I? Okay, I got time for one more. Vegas Golden Knights, folks, because I was going to get to the story and I did not get to it, but I want to get to the Vegas Golden Knights. So the Vegas Golden Knights played this weekend, and they played against the Canucks. And we actually beat the Canucks in overtime this weekend, folks. So Vegas Golden Knights did such a great job. Yeah, even though you see a goal, one of the goals. So you don't see it yet. Rob Lerner blocked a shot right there. He will get scored on here in just a second to tie it up. With the Canucks will tie it up. But guess what, folks? We ended up winning this game, which is fantastic. The greatest part about the Vegas Golden Knights is that we are in contention right now for playoff spot, which is just keep your fingers crossed. Everybody's on win streak right now. I mean, everybody in our division is on win streak. So we're tough. It's tough right now. I mean, there's no doubt. There's no doubt it's tough, but I think we're in the 8th spot right now, which we're where we need to be at just to get into the playoffs. So hopefully we can actually get in there and make it happen at the end of the season. So keep them in mind. Also, before we leave, the Silver Knights played this weekend, and they lost their home opener at the Dollar Loan Center. They lost. Who did they play last? I forgot even who they played, but they lost. But they're going to be playing again. So they're going to be playing again today and tomorrow. you can actually check them out. We'll leave links to that on our website at livinvegas.com. Okay. Anyways, I've got a interview to do today, and hopefully we'll be able to get that interview to you by the end of this week, by a pastor who went to Poland to help out the folks in Ukraine. It's a fantastic story, folks. You'll only hear it here on Livin in Vegas magazine, the podcast. So we hope that you're actually able to check that out later on this week. Okay. So, anyways, this has been Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas magazine, the podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the events, the trends that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll see you again tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning, for Livin in Vegas podcast.